there. Thank you so much for joining us with Arizona Lifestyle and 72 Sold. And today I have three of my favorite special guests here. Special guest Linda Baer. She's a neighbor and a friend and a really wonderful lady. Hi, Linda.
Hi. Thank you so much.
And of course, Adam Dahlberg, my favorite listing partner.
Hello. Good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you. And my favorite daughter, one and only, Britney Pearl Waxman.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here.
The two of you look like you went and met up with last week or 2 weeks ago, our Nordstrom's friend. Did you go down a shopping spree?
How'd you know? We always do. We love that credit card.
Yeah, showing up with some new beautiful outfits today.
Thank
Brittany,
you.
look very nice. And I already told you I love that shirt. Yeah. Red is the color of the season, remember?
That's right.
Right?
We had Nordstrom's, a stylist last week from Nordstrom's, and we all learned a lot.
Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
I
Red's my favorite color, actually.
It is? Probably looks really good on you, too.
Yeah, she talked about buying a capsule, remember? Buying a capsule where you have, 4 or 5 tops, 4 or 5 bottoms, maybe a pair or 2 of shoes, and then buying it in such a strategic way that you can mix and match things and come up with like 100 different outfits over just, and you can do it pretty inexpensively. Makes a great gift for the holidays coming up, by the way, right? For your loved one of yours.
Yeah, she was really, it was fun.
Yeah.
So, Linda, thank you so much for joining us. Linda is a special lady. She has moved to Arizona, and she can tell us about her story. She's a widow, and she has a daughter, and she's very involved in the community and has a wonderful business. So, Linda, let us know about Linda.
Okay. Thank you guys for inviting me. So I moved here from Kansas City full-time in 2005. We first bought a house here in 98, and we're still living in Kansas City. And then when our daughter was born, when she turned 5, we decided, well, we'll just move to Arizona because otherwise we'll be going there in the summer only and not in the beautiful part of town.
And you were in DC Ranch with me.
Yep. We moved to DC Ranch, and I lived there for a really long time and have loved it. It's like awesome to be able to be outside all winter. I love the fires. I love our sunsets. I love being able to hike all the time. And I really like being outside. And I don't miss the cloudy sky that once the sky would turn cloudy, it's basically cloudy until the spring.
That's how Chicago was, too.
Yeah. And I did live in Chicago for 6 years, too.
Really?
So I've really enjoyed being here, especially all our winters and stuff. So my late husband was a big time golfer. And so that used to be our number one annual expense because he belonged to 2 clubs here and then one still in Kansas City. I was like, how could golf be somebody's number one annual expense? It was ours. Eating out was number 2.
Right.
Well, Arizona does have a way of sinking its claws into you and locking you in, with the beauty and the weather and just the exploration and the things that are available here to you, as well as, how nice and new and beautiful and things and clean things are. And, but I tell you what, it's days like this today that you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
My brother-in-law who's sitting outside the studio, he is in this weekend. He came from Connecticut. He lived out here for 20 years and moved to Connecticut. And I think he's ready to come back after just 2 years. After just 2 years. There's only so much winter you can handle, even though maybe you think the snow looks pretty and you're, in those videos and pictures and paintings and whatnot, But when you're in it daily, it's rough.
It is. I was watching a documentary one night before I went to sleep, and they were talking about how to stay healthy and live longer. And they were doing a journey to Japan, and he was saying people that stay active and feel happy, they don't hold on to negativity. They can live longer. But another great thing I respect about you is being a widow. I see you on Facebook and all sorts of things, just feeling confident, still having a life and getting involved and being a businesswoman. So share with us about that.
Okay, of course. I mean, I had an amazing, beautiful life with my husband. And if this was, he passed away 15 years ago. If this was 13 years ago, I wouldn't be able to talk about this like I can now. But I'm very fortunate that I got to spend 17 years with him. And I'm forever grateful. And it's weird. Like the day I met him was September 12th. And the day he passed away was September 12th. So 17 years apart at the exact same time, too. So it kind of always made me feel kind of like it meant something that how could that at the exact same time and hour, 17 years apart happen? But from him, I got our beautiful daughter, Michaela, and my 2 stepchildren from him as well. So we moved here, and my whole background was I studied science. I was zoology and chemistry is what I studied in college, and I thought I wanted to go to medical school, but I ended up going to work for Big Pharma, and that's how I ended up in Chicago, because that was where the corporate headquarters were. And then I owned a medical education company where we were doing 6,000 medical education events a year. So we were super, super busy and doing educational programs all over. But over time, I've gone from being into that to being passionate about prevention. So I'm totally now into be as healthy as you possibly can without going to the doctor and automatically being put on a prescription drug, but to do everything to stay healthy and live a long, healthy, vibrant life. So that the time we're here, that's what we're doing. And so that's what I do now. So I own an anti-aging and cell regeneration company, and everything we do is so that we can all live a healthy, vibrant life. And one of our products is an NAD booster, which a lot of people don't know what that is, but a lot of people think of aging as your skin getting old, but it isn't. It's our cells. So our cells, by the time we're 25, our cells replicate already are starting to decrease. And every 20 years, it's half of what it was the 20 years before. So one of our products is called Within, and it's an NAD booster, and it makes your cells replicate like you were young again. So it helps your heart, your liver, your brain, your immune system, your skin. It makes you, like if you're an athlete, it helps you with your endurance and with your recovery. But no matter what you're doing, if people actually knew what it was, everyone would be taking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have so much respect for that, because with everything in life, whether you have money or you have a great job or a wonderful family, if you don't have health, you can't enjoy it.
Right.
100%. I think that's the new wealth is health.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good line. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, and, like you said, a little bit of prevention on the front end is going to save you so much hassle and sickness and money in the long run. There's a lot of health products out there, a lot of things being, advertised and marketed to you. And a lot of them are expensive, but try getting sick. See how much that costs you,
100%.
And so doing the things to our bodies preventatively, it's what you're going to have to do when you get sick anyway. And nature and the doctors tell you, you need to start doing what you should have been doing your whole life. So start early, get some of the preventative things, as a routine, and it'll lead to a healthier lifestyle. And we all know what we should be doing, right? This isn't an episode here where we have to talk about, eat healthy, get better sleep, reduce your sugar. We all know what we should be doing.
Right.
We just choose not to do it because it's just not part of our system, right? So make those types of things part of your system and use products that work.
Right.
And
it really does. Absolutely, it really makes a difference in someone's life. And one of the things that also made me really want to do this is my mom had an idiosyncratic reaction to taking an antibiotic because she had pneumonia, and it ultimately culminated in her death. And so I just want everybody to do everything they can to be in control of their future and their life, and that the years they're here are healthy and vibrant.
It's remarkable.
So what are some of the things that you have?
So one of them is the NAD booster, and that one really, by the time you're 25, you should be taking it. So that literally helps every cell in your body replicate like you were young again. The virgin, so all of our products are a play on the word N. So virgin, so it's so you have young, youthful skin again. Okay. So we were just talking that. Say what you were just saying to me.
Well, I was like, Linda, I'm 23. I'm going to start my first. I'm going to get, because real estate, as much as I love it, it's stressful, time to time. I think it's hard work. It's stress. It's a lot of fun. I wake up every day on a high to get after it. But do I go to bed so exhausted, so relieved that I'm able to end my day, right? And when that happens, I'm like, okay, I'm at my moment of the day. But anyways, I was telling Linda, I was like, I'm going to get my first Botox. I'm going for my first Botox in December. Yes. And we'll see how my mom feels.
And I said, okay, well, I know a lot of people are doing it when they're super young, even though, in my opinion, don't think you would have to do it.
Oh,
you're so young. You look beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
And I've never done it. And we were just talking about this, and I most of my friends do. They do Botox and fillers, but and now that I own an anti-aging company, I'm like, okay, now I feel like I can't. But I'm still saying
You
I've
don't
never
need
done
it. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
So this product has 32, it's an emulsion serum concentrate. So, like serums are real watery. So they don't have very many ingredients. So they're literally really watery. This is like an emulsion. So it's got over 30 ingredients that are all natural, that come from fruits and vegetables, but it gets rid of fine lines and wrinkles and any spots you have, that you would have on your
How many
face.
days? How many times a day do you put that on?
I put it on in the morning and at night when I go to bed.
And then do you put cream on over that?
I don't, but I don't, but some people do.
Okay.
You
don't
can
need
if you
to.
want to. I don't.
Okay.
But it's so also most products want to sell you a lot of products. So they say, oh, this is for your under your eyes. This one's for your face. This is for your neck. This is for your chest.
I have
this
it
is
all.
for your hands. It's really just to get you to buy more stuff.
Oh, really?
This is all,
It works.
it works on all of them. I just showed you a picture. This was a physician who was skeptical about, does this work or not? So he's putting it on his face, but he only put it on one hand. And he had a lot of brown spots on his hand, and one hand has no spots, and the other hand has a. Couldn't you tell a difference?
It's those old people spots.
Yes, right, exactly. But so if people take before and after pictures, they'll definitely see a difference. Because the thing is, if we don't, you think you always looked like that. You're like,
Right.
oh, I always looked like that. But if you take a picture beforehand and then you take one a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, you'll absolutely see a difference.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Something about Britney, another thing that that kind of goes with this is she teaches yoga. And what can you add to the feeling of yoga and with cream and feeling good and all that? Do you have anything?
I think, what I always tell people is like, oh, especially some older people that come in, they're like, I'm, in my 40s. I really want to stay in shape. I want to prevent any injuries because, of course, they're not athletes or anything. They're just working civil people who just want to stay healthy and live a better life. And I always say, this is the time right now, rather than when you're younger versus older, to get this, to feel more confident in your body and to feel stronger internally and externally. And, so one day when you are 57 years old and 10 years from now, you're not going to fall and hurt your head and then potentially go through that kind of medical downgrade. That'll be a very serious thing that does sometimes happen. And you do see people like that. And this is the time to put the hard work in, because this is, yoga is really, especially in the beginning, it's really hard. And, do that hard work now. And then, in the future, feel really good that you are 57 and you're really strong and you're really powerful and you can feel good every day walking up and just having a really good posture because you're able to have a really strong core that strengthens your back, that strengthens your shoulders, that strengthens your arms. So, yeah.
The big turning point for me was look at your parents. You can't escape your genetics, and so if you have parents, I have a dad who, when he hit 70, it was like his whole life just changed. He became an old guy at 70. He actually became old when he retired. So for all of you out there thinking retirement is all just a bunch of, fun and games and golf, if you lived your whole life with purpose and dedication to a job and then you just quit that, you think you're just going to sit back and watch TV, your health is going to get degraded. So after multiple medical appointments and my dad just starting to get old and having to use a walker, it really motivated me to go, man, that's my future, because that's my parents if I don't start doing healthy things, And so that's what really got me motivated to start doing some of these boot camps and looking at things like health. And then my wife was working for a naturopathic medical office, and some of the things that were coming out of there, and starting to learn about nutrition and food and organic foods versus GMO foods. There's a lot of things out there that you need to learn, but you can do over time that are going to affect your health in a positive way and give you longevity. Things for your appearance, things for your cells, eating a good diet, a good organic diet. Those are the things that are going to eventually give you the benefit when you're 60, 70, that you're not, not able to walk. Hitting the gym every day. Yeah.
Totally.
Going to the gym, do something, have purpose, whether that's golf every day or whether that's, a burn boot camp or a Orange Theory or some kind of training class.
And the older we get, weight-bearing exercise is so important to us because that's what deteriorates. And I do a weekly newsletter that I send out that's just about health and wellness too. That it's about, and I do a lot of things that are kind of controversial. So it might be about seed oils, or it might be about, skeletal muscle, or how fat isn't really what the issue is. It's skeletal muscle. So we lose skeletal muscle and we get fat. So you really want to be like a fillet and not like a ribeye. We want our muscle to be real muscle. So since you're teaching yoga, that's awesome too, because you're keeping that, and we want to keep doing that. So that's one of the things I stress too in my newsletter.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, how do we subscribe to the newsletter?
Our website is RenovoVita.com, which might be hard for people to know exactly what that is if they're just hearing it. And so that's why I was wondering if it'll be in the notes.
It will be in the notes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll add that to the
That'll
notes.
be awesome.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of the page, they can say subscribe. It'll say subscribe.
Very nice.
And at the
Cool.
very bottom, you can receive my email.
So, and it's important, to feel good and, be healthy, even when we're trying to buy real estate or do something in the real estate market, because when we have a healthy mind and a healthy body, things kind of work out easier. What do you think, Adam?
Well, I think we get a lot of people that move here to Arizona to, have access to that type of activities, outdoor activities, the hiking trails and the biking trails, and, just the amount of cool outdoor stuff that we can do here because of our extended, wonderful weather allows us an opportunity to get out there and get active, and kayaking. 10 minutes from here, you can go hike Camelback Mountain.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so being here in Arizona, I think we have just access to a lot more of that outdoor activity for a longer period of time than if you live somewhere where it's, winter 6 months out of the year and you're indoors, things like that. And then being part in the sun, right?
Exactly.
Just walking out and having that sun just kind of shine down on you,
Right.
bringing that D,
Feels so good.
vitamin D in there. So we're blessed here in Arizona. We have a lot to offer. We have a lot of time to do some really cool things. I'll tell you what, you've been here how long?
Full time since 2005.
Okay, so long enough. Winter is beautiful here, right?
Right.
I mean, we're just kind of getting started in it, but I think it disappears in like February, doesn't it? January, February, we have Phoenix Open, right? Or the Waste Management Open. We have the food truck festivals, all the beer festivals,
Art festivals.
Arizona Restaurant Week, and Art Fest, all that stuff that's right here in Scottsdale and some of the surrounding cities.
Fashion Week.
All of it here. And it's just a great place to be healthy. And there's a lot of healthy people. I mean, this is almost like Southern California anymore. You walk around, it's like, boy, there's just some really good looking people walking around this town, because you have access to so much stuff.
here.
Yeah.
Right. And there's people good, beautiful inside and out. And so many of us are from other places and we move here that people are open to make friends. Like even on Sunday, Linda's like, come hike with a bunch of women. We're going to go hiking. And I'm excited. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just a wonderful place to move. And real estate is still hopping. There's still great deals out there. Interest rates are moving up and down, but we have ways of helping people with seller concessions or.
Well, now's a great time to buy a house. The prices of homes are starting to come down. There's a little bit more inventory coming on the market. And so there's a lot to choose from. And what a great time right now to negotiate a good deal for yourself if you're looking to buy. Interest rates are high. That's just how it is. But you're not married to the interest rate. They will change in time. And now is a time, though, to get in as the market starts to stabilize a little bit and some of these super inflated prices are starting to disappear. You're marrying the house. You're not marrying the interest rate. So get the house that you love, refinance it down the road. There's also some really good programs out there still with these buy downs, seller contribution buy downs. We just worked on one this morning. The buyer's getting 2%, actually 2.5% to help buy down the rate. And that gets them back into a normal rate, in the 5-6% range. And, over time, it'll probably even go below that. But there is opportunity out there right now, whether you're moving out of state, you're moving somewhere upsize, downsize, whatever case might be. Give us a call. We'd love to show you what we have
Absolutely.
on the
Come have fun with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Brittany, another great thing about Linda is, and one thing I really admire and respect is you're really involved with women and helping women. And can you tell us a little bit about the philanthropic activities that you are involved with?
Of course. So I'm on the board of an organization that's a not-for-profit organization called the Women's Collective. And the Women's Collective is an organization to help women move up the corporate ladder, to get a seat at the table, to maybe it's somebody who was a stay-at-home mom and went through a divorce and now she's trying to figure out her life and getting back to work.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Absolutely.
And or maybe it's a woman who's like mid-level in her career and she's wanting to move up. So we raise funds and do events to raise money to then support different organizations that are helping women. So oftentimes men are really amazing at this. There's this boys club or the good old boys,
Right.
and they are great at mentoring their, the males around them.
Right.
Yeah, but women haven't done that.
Right.
So our goal is to be an organization that helps women and supports women. And so that's what we're doing.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. And it's so important. I remember at one point I was at a spa and I was walking a tightrope and I'm like really scared of heights. And because of the support of the people around me, I was able to walk that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much of my life. And I hope I'm like this to Britney. My mom was my support. And now that she's passed away, it would be so nice to be able to help other people and other women, especially since I've been one of those women who got divorced and who had to do the things that you're trying to help other people do.
Right. Well, that's awesome. I'm sure we would love for you to participate in any of our activities too.
Thanks. What do you think, Britney?
It's a wonderful organization. Yeah, it's definitely something that's needed. And, I'm sure a lot of women love it. And, it's a great opportunity, it sounds like.
It is. I feel fortunate because I feel like women need to help women.
Build each
Right.
other up.
And help each other. Yeah.
Right.
Never tear someone down. Always be building them up.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's what makes great friends and great support. And definitely I saw through the death process of my mom how her best friend and me were there just helping her, even though my dad's wonderful, but it was us that helped her get through that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Linda,
Of
for being
course.
here with us, and Brittany always. And once again, we want to thank you for joining us at 72 Sold Arizona Lifestyle Podcast with Holly Waxman and my special guests. And please join us next week as well, because we'll have more exciting lifestyle ideas and choices to share with you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.